Hello everyone, welcome to Milo e-learning. Today we are going to be doing some geography. We are going to touch on coordinates and distance and scale. Now we did do a little bit about coordinates in the previous video, but I just want to recap. Right, so coordinates are basically where the lines of latitude and longitude meet. Basically, we must always write the latitude first and then the longitude. Now we start by identifying the 0-degree line of latitude, which is the equator. Then we look at the prime meridian, which is the 0-degree line of longitude, and we know now we want to calculate the coordinates for A. Now you know that A, because we identified the latitude and longitude, we know A is in the southeastern hemisphere. So we look at the latitude of where A is situated at, and we can see that on the right-hand side, it is 30 degrees south. Then we look at the line of longitude where A is situated at, and it is 30 degrees east. Right, so A is in the southeastern hemisphere, and we write the coordinates as A, 30 degrees south, and 30 degrees east. So we started with the line of latitude, we wrote which hemisphere it is in, then we wrote the line of longitude and which hemisphere A appears in. All right, so that is how we do coordinates. Next, we are going to move on to map scales. So map scales basically is a representation of the actual size. So a scale states exactly how much distance is represented by 1 centimeter. Like in this case on the map below, we say 1 centimeter represents 8 kilometers on the ground. And this is very useful when we want to calculate distance. Now, next I'm going to chat to you about a line scale and a word scale and the difference on how it is represented. So, the line scale is basically represented like this. We say 1 centimeter on the map represents 10 kilometers on the ground. And if we look at the second one, 2 centimeters on the map represents 20 kilometers on the ground. When we want to write it as a word scale, we say 1 centimeter on the map represents 10 kilometers on the ground. Let's look at another example. Now we look at this, we see the centimeters at the top and miles at the bottom. So it's 1 centimeter on the map represents 100 miles. And we write it as a word scale. We say 1 centimeter on the map represents 100 miles on the ground. Right, let's do maps. We're doing large scale and small scale. A small scale basically represents a large area of land and it shows very little detail, whereas a large scale shows a small area with lots of detail. So we have here, just to recap, a small scale shows a large area with less detail and a large scale shows a small area with more detail. Now we want to calculate distance. So basically we take a ruler, we measure the 2 points and we look at the scale and we multiply it and we write the answer in kilometers. Now let's look at this example of South Africa. Now, how I'm going to explain it, we are not going to be using its actual scale. It's just an example. Now we want to calculate the distance between Port Elizabeth and Durban. So the first thing that we are going to do is to write down the distance on the ground. We take a ruler, we measure from 0 on the ruler to where Durban is situated, and it measures 6 centimeters. Next, we look on the map, we look for the scale, and we write down what the scale is. The scale is 1 centimeter on the map represents 100,000 kilometers on the ground, and then we multiply that out. We say 6 centimeters times 100,000 kilometers equals 600,000 kilometers. And we have the distance between Durban and Port Elizabeth is 600,000 kilometers. Right, I hope you enjoyed my video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you wish me to do a section, please drop it in the comments and I'll create a video for you. Enjoy the rest of your day, everyone. Goodbye.